Aryna Sabalenka gets honest on taking time away from tennis. The defending champion of the Brisbane International, Aryna Sabalenka, is coming closer to claiming the title once again, as she has reached the final round by defeating Karolina Muchova in the semi-final. The world number one is beginning her 2026 season on a high note and has recently expressed how she treats herself mentally and physically during her off-season. Aryna Sabalenka reflects on her mental and physical reset during her off-season. Sabalenka is coming off a successful season, during which she clinched the US Open, as well as other singles titles, in Madrid and Miami. Apart from this, she also reached 8 final rounds in multiple tournaments, including the Australian Open, the Indian Wells Masters, the Boss Open, the French Open, and others. The Minsk native led a successful run to defend her title at Brisbane, during which she impressively defeated Kristina Buxa, Sorana Cîrstea, and Madison Keys in the quarterfinals, Karolina Muchova in the semifinals, and will now face Marta Kostyuk in the final round. During her post-match press conference, Sabalenka reflected on how she charges herself during her off-season and revealed that she doesn't play any sport. She mentioned, while highlighting that she still goes to the gym to keep herself in shape, "No, not at all, not even padel or whatever. No sport. Then I come back with, like, plus 6 kilos. I don't care, I no mind. I'm going to do a lot of fitness, so I'm going to lose that. But no sport. Okay, I was going to the gym, I'm not gonna lie, but I was just walking on the treadmill. I was enjoying my time in the gym because it was so easy, and no tennis for 2 weeks." Read more. Aryna Sabalenka vs Marta Kostyuk final preview. Head-to-head, prediction for Brisbane International 2026. Sabalenka is set to clash against the 23-year-old Ukrainian star, who has made it to the finals after notably defeating Yulia Putintseva, world number 3, Amanda Anisimova, the young Russian star Mira Andreeva in the quarterfinal, and Jessica Pegula, the world number 6, in the semi-final round. Kostyuk, the world number 26, has faced the WTA elite 4 times during her career and has lost in all her matches. The duo last met in the previous season at the Rome, Italy, event, in the round of 16 and in the quarter-final round of the Mutua Madrid Open. Their other 2 duels were at the 2023 French Open and in Dubai in the round of 32. More than a champion. Aryna Sabalenka on taking time off, recharging, and rediscovering herself. Aryna Sabalenka has always been a force, raw power, explosive ground strokes, and a fierce on-court presence that makes her one of the most compelling players in women's tennis today. 4 Grand Slam singles titles, weeks at world number 1, and a reputation as one of the toughest competitors. She's checked off milestones so many athletes dream about. But behind that relentless competitive fire is a human being trying to figure out how to balance greatness with wellness, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And lately, Sabalenka has been very honest about one thing that the sport has rarely celebrated: the importance of stepping away from tennis. The break that wasn't about injury, but about renewal. For many elite athletes, time off usually follows injury or exhaustion. For others, it's a chance to travel or rest between seasons. But Sabalenka's recent comments reveal something deeper. As she reflected in a post-match press conference, she doesn't just loaf around. She intentionally disconnects, even to the point of not touching a tennis racket at all for a full 2 weeks. She laughs about it, admitting she comes back with 6 extra kilos and no guilt, because it's part of her mental reset. That isn't laziness, that's recharging. Walking on the treadmill, skipping drills, enjoying the ease of movement rather than the grind of competition. This is Sabalenka's version of self-care. Why does it matter? Because tennis is relentless. The WTA Tour calendar stretches nearly year-round, and Sabalenka herself has openly called it insane, even ready to skip tournaments and face penalties from the tour rather than risk burnout. This kind of honesty, from one of the game's top stars, pushes back against the illusion that the world's best never stop. Sabalenka's message is, taking breaks is not weakness. It's strategic strength. The ritual of rest, Sabalenka's 2-week rule. In Sabalenka's own words about her off-season, "I take 2 weeks off, and I don't play any sport. None. Then I know I'll train a lot again, but this time is for my mind." Picture it, No early morning serves. No counting games or analyzing stats. No ears ringing from crowds and deadlines. Just walking, light gym sessions, maybe coffee with friends, and the permission to be just Aryna, not Sabalenka the machine. That mental shift, from competition to calm, is a rare vulnerability in professional sport. It means acknowledging that the body and mind don't run on pure willpower. They need rest, playfulness, and space away from pressure. And Sabalenka isn't shy about admitting that. In fact, she's so upfront about it that she doesn't even pretend she's training while she's resting. She celebrates stepping away. And in a world where every athlete's Instagram feed becomes a highlight reel of workouts, practice courts, and radical discipline, her words feel refreshingly human. Why Sabalenka's honesty matters. Athletes admitting they need breaks isn't new, but rarely from someone at the very top of the sport. Sabalenka isn't a mid-ranking player declining lesser tournaments. She's a reigning Grand Slam champion, a leader of her generation. For her to prioritize wellness, even at the cost of mandatory events, is a meaningful moment for the sport. It's even more striking because she doesn't frame rest as a guilty pleasure. She frames it as a tool for longevity. Instead of grinding her way through every event and risking injury or loss of passion, she's setting boundaries. I know how my mind works. I know I'll lose weight once I train again. But disconnecting is important. That kind of self-awareness, the courage to choose health over hype, sets a new example in tennis, especially in a culture that glorifies non-stop competition. A new chapter, beyond tennis. Sabalenka's candor about breaks doesn't stop at rest for rest's sake. She's also spoken publicly about her broader life plans, including family and motherhood, openly discussing the idea of taking a significant hiatus to start a family in the future. In a sport where careers once ended early due to such life events, and where some athletes still hesitate to speak about them, her openness matters. She's not just taking 2-week breaks. She's thinking in life seasons. That perspective, balancing elite ambition with life beyond tennis, paints her not just as a champion, but as someone crafting her journey on her own terms. Reframing success in the modern era. Tennis has long revered the tireless, hive-minded grinding athlete, the one who pushes through fatigue, ignores pain, and treats rest as a puzzle piece that must be squeezed in somewhere between training sessions and competition. But Sabalenka is rewriting that story, saying, "Rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Taking breaks doesn't diminish competitive desire, it sustains it." Mental clarity matters as much as physical readiness. Her candor resonates because it sounds like truth, not PR. She isn't carefully polishing statements to appease critics. She's laughing about gaining weight,